All right, so we're ready to take our trees, right, and our prime number strings, and we're now going to use that information to find the greatest common factor that it's shared between these two numbers, in this case, 12 and 20. Greatest meaning biggest, common meaning the same, and factor meaning number, right, that you can use to pair with another number to multiply and hit your target number. So you can add on, I would probably, in my case, I ran out of space, so I grabbed another sheet of paper. You can grab another sheet too. You can make it match over here. You don't need to put in the question marks yet. We're going to fill that in together. But you can write in this first part here. Go ahead and pause the video. Great. So you can see that what's going to happen next is we're going to list our factors. We're going to order them from least to greatest. When I list them, I like to stack them. So the numbers on top here in this first list are going to be all of the prime factors of 12. So 2 times 2 times 3. Now, what we can do is we can sort of simplify or combine our like terms here. So we can say, well, 2 times 2 is the same thing as saying 2 times itself twice, or 2 squared times 3. We can do the same thing here. So these are the prime factors of 20. Oops, we'll say of 20 maybe, and these are of 12. How about that? So we'll look over to our list and we have 2 times 2 times 5. And we have something interesting happening here. Oh, because it's moved. Okay. So we can combine our like terms, right? So we can end up saying, well, are there any numbers that are the same? Well, yeah, here we have 2 and 2, which are the same. 2 times 2 is the same thing as saying 2 times itself twice, or 2 to the second power, and then times 5. Those are the unique strings. Only the number 20 has this string of 2 to the second power times 5, and only the number 12 has this prime string of 2 times 2 times 3, or 2 to the second power times 3. So now what we're going to do, now that we have our prime strings listed, is we are going to find the greatest common factor, meaning the biggest number that they share. So what's going to happen is I have these little rings over here. I'm going to look for numbers. I'm going to look for numbers that are in both the upper and lower row, right? So factors of 12 and 20. I'm going to see here that, oh, there's a 2 and a 2. They share that factor. So I'm going to circle those. I'm going to look again and say, oh, another 2 and 2. They happen to be perfectly lined up. It won't always be that way. Sometimes they'll be at a diagonal. 3, there's no 3 in the 20. 5, there's no 5 in the 12 prime string. So that's it, 2 times 2. So 2, we go down here, 2 times 2 equals 4, which happens to be the greatest common factor. So you multiply, they share this 2, they share this 2, which equals 4. You don't multiply both 2's, right? You don't multiply all 4 2's. You just say that they share one 2 and they share another, and that is your greatest common factor. So as you practice, you're going to see that you have this sort of setup for you, right? If you work on the slides or you work on the paper, it's going to be the same thing, right? So we have this organization. So you're going to find all the prime factors of each number using these trees. So I have our trees over to the left side, the same trees we just made. Now it says find all the prime factors, and you're going to list them here. So our string in 12 becomes 2. Prime string is 2 times 2 times 3. And our prime string for 20 we know is 2 times 2 times 5. And then in step 2 it says circle all the common factors. Okay, so we're going to circle our 2's are common. Ooh, that got a little crazy. Okay, our 2's are common here. Why is it going so crazy? Our 2's are common, and our other 2's are common. I don't know why they're going off to the right side, but you can see they're circled. So circle the common factors and then list them, 2 and 2. We can also call them more specifically 2 times 2. So when we multiply the common factors, we see it's 4. The same setup that we had in our notes, organized in this special